and Center for the Arts at UCCS. I think more importantly for this evening, though, I am a graduate of Palmer High School and an alumnus of this very orchestra. Welcome to this year's Pikes Peak Honor Orchestra performance. Each year, high school and middle school students are selected by audition from schools throughout the Pikes Peak region to participate in the Pikes Peak Honor Orchestra. These students work on an abbreviated rehearsal schedule under the direction of professional musicians from the Colorado performing arts community. And this year, our students are presenting this performance after just 5 rehearsals. This year, we are honored to have as our clinicians Ms. Lindsay Fulcher, who will be directing the high school honor orchestra, and Mrs. Lonnie Abluda, who will be directing our middle school honor orchestra and the combined orchestra finale. You can read their individual bios in your program, but suffice it to say, we are privileged to have 2 such distinguished musicians leading our students this evening. I also want to thank our sponsors, who are area music stores and organizations that have helped support this event in various ways. Thank you to Grainer School of Music, Meeker Music, and the Colorado Springs Youth Symphony. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our 2022 Middle School Pikes Peak Honor Orchestra, including concertmaster Israel Hoppy, under the direction of Maestra Lonnie Abluda.
Good evening. I am Mrs. Lonnie Obluda, and it is such a pleasure to be here back in southern Colorado. As you can see in my bio, I grew up in Pueblo, Colorado, just down the road. Graduated from Pueblo Centennial in 2004. Go Bulldogs. I want to give you a little bit of a background written by the composer about our next piece. It's called Lullaby to the Moon, which sounds kind of interesting as a title. In it, he writes, many works of fiction portray the moon as a living being. Particularly in children's books, one can find countless illustrations of the moon with a face on it, experiencing a wide array of emotions. This piece is written from the perspective of a living moon, alone in space, while looking at Earth. The music portrays the sometimes lonely feeling of the moon, away from all the life on Earth. There are also moments of comfort as the moon proudly watches over us, almost as a parent watches over his or her children from a distance. Despite feeling alone throughout the day, the moon emerges at night to light the sky and make us feel safer on those darkest of nights. This lullaby is my own personal way of returning the favor. Your students were given the assignment to think about the people, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, mentors that mean the world to them, that could be their moon that they're dedicating this piece to. And my personal dedication is to my own parents, Lonnie and Rosalie Ellie. All right, can we have another round of applause for these amazing middle schoolers? Oh my gosh. And can we get a little bit of applause for live music? Woo! I'm sorry, that year and a half about killed me. Oh my gosh. The concert's online. If your teachers and everyone did that, that's fantastic. This is so much better. I'm sorry. Your kiddos are incredible. I want to give you just a little bit, just some thank yous really quick. And the first thank you I want to give is to our amazing, outstanding leader of this orchestra, Israel Hoppy. Can we give him a big round of applause? Virtually every kiddo on this stage stepped it up and did such outstanding work for me, and they've only known me for 24 hours. So parents, you have done such a great job with your students. This is not possible without you. Students, let's thank your parents. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you! Parents, give yourselves a round of applause. I am so impressed with the outstanding music education that I witnessed in the last 24 hours just being a part of this amazing event. So to Amanda Hessel, thank you for inviting me and Dr. Fulcher to come and hang out with these amazing students for the last 2 days. They're just wonderful. Thank you. And to parents, I'm going to say this. Please continue to guide and support your students in their journey in this art form. You have no idea the profound influence you have on your kiddos. I have core memories of being in Pueblo All-City Orchestra. Big deal, let me tell you. Okay, and my parents being there, and my grandparents being there, and my godparents being there, and aunts and uncles. So you have no idea the profound influence you have on just being here and supporting your students. For as long as possible, please push them to continue, even when they tell you they don't want to practice. Even when they tell you they sound bad, tell them they don't. Keep encouraging them, because this is an outstanding family of artistry that they need to maintain their participation in. It has a profound impact on our lives. You saw from Mr. Siegel how far he went in his career, starting out here at this very high school and being in this very orchestra. So please continue to encourage and push your students. You are amazing. Thank you for having me.
transition between performing groups, we would like to recognize some very important people. First, we want to thank our hosts, the students, staff, and administrators of Palmer High School, Go Terrors, who have allowed us to use their facilities throughout this event. Let's give them a round of applause. We also want to recognize administrators from any of the schools represented here tonight. If you are a school administrator anywhere in our community, please stand and let us give you a round of applause. Next, none of these students would be able to perform at this level without the many private instrumental instructors in our community. If you are a private teacher in our community, would you please stand so we can thank you? And finally, let's bring up the teachers who, from each of the schools represented this evening in tonight's performance. This is quite a list, so please hold your applause until they are all up here. If you are here, as I call your name, would you please join us on stage so we can thank you? Miranda Kirby from Chinook Trail Middle School, Anna Sachs, Discovery Canyon Middle School, Linnell Harding, Grand Mountain School, Rachel Napper, Holmes Middle School, Karen Leonhardt, Horizon Middle School, Kristen Patterson, Monument Academy Middle School, Amanda Kemp from North Middle School, Jessie Maurer from Russell Middle School, Elizabeth Kinuel from Sabin Middle School, Carlos Scott from Vanguard Middle School, Dave Foster from West Middle School, Vanessa Little from Air Academy High School, Janice Matsky from Cheyenne Mountain High School, Paul A. Jacobson with Coronado High School, Justin Carpenter, Discovery Canyon High School, Sarah Baugh from Doherty High School, Dave Williams, Manitou Springs High School, Patrick Abbott, Mitchell High School, Ryan Berg, Mountain View Homeschool Academy, Amanda Hessel, Palmer High School, Kate Margrave, Pine Creek High School, Daniel Evans, Sam Creek High School, and finally Frank Fyack, Vanguard High School. Let's give these outstanding teachers. And last but not least, we'd like to thank some very special people here this evening. These people have persevered through strangled cat and water buffalo noises coming from every beginning musician's room. They have purchased vehicles specifically large enough to carry string basses, and they have replaced more strings than you would ever have thought possible. Our honored guests this evening, you the parents, thank you. Let's give the parents a sound of And now it's my pleasure to present to you the high school Pikes Peak Honor Orchestra students under the direction of Maestro Lindsay Fulcher.
try that. There we go. Thank you so much, and welcome to the high school portion of the program. We hope that you enjoyed this arrangement of the New World Symphony as the first thing we played for you. An extra special thanks to Ella Zimmerman and her wonderful solo that was in the midst of that. Extra little applause for Ella. As you've heard and seen in your program, I'm Dr. Lindsay Fulcher. My primary gig is up at the University of Northern Colorado, where I'm the area head of music education and teach many of the string music ed and string pedagogy courses, and also conduct the campus string orchestra up there. I was so excited when Amanda invited me to come down and conduct this group, and they have just been an immense pleasure the past day. As Lonnie said, we've really only been here for 24 hours, and that makes this concert all that more amazing. I'd like to confirm for you the order of the pieces that we're going to play, and then let you just enjoy some music. So as I said, that was the New World Symphony. The next piece we'll be playing is Fiddle Fury, followed by Rhythm Dances, and concluding with Nimrod. We hope you enjoy the rest of our program. wants to say ditto to all of the thanks that have already been offered this evening, but I want to add just a few words of my own, of course, especially for these students in particular. An event like this in 24 hours cannot happen to this level of success unless these students have put in significant practice time before showing up. They worked so hard and then continued to work so hard for me. And in fact, the piece you just heard is the piece that they got last. They had the least amount of time on that piece of music and just did a phenomenal job with it. So congratulations extra to these students. As you heard about the middle school students as well earlier, these students have just been such a pleasure to work with and have worked so hard. So again, a thank you to parents and friends and family members who have helped to nurture your students and get them to this point. And we just got to clap, which I'm so grateful for all of the teachers who made this event happen. Because again, they had, how many folks? 4 or 5 rehearsals before even yesterday, before I even got here. Their teachers were meeting with them, doing sectionals and rehearsing with them. Could we do one more round of applause for all the amazing teachers? The teachers in your district are phenomenal. I know I don't have to tell you that. Music teachers and beyond. And I'm certain you also know the immense stress that all teachers are under at this particular point in time, trying to juggle what's going on with COVID and just in the world in general, and how to help their students be best successful as we all learn to navigate that together for the first time. We've never had to do life and school in this way before. So I thank you for giving your teachers extra support, extra thanks, and most importantly, extra patience as they navigate these very unusual times. If you have enjoyed what you've heard here tonight, and you are as grateful as I am for these amazing teachers and the things that they are helping create in your community, I hope you'll take just a moment this weekend or on Monday to send a principal, a vice principal, a superintendent, a 3-line email that says, I heard the most amazing concert with the Pikes Peak Honor Orchestra on Friday evening, and I'd like to send a special shout out to my child's orchestra teacher, Mrs. Hessel, or whoever it might be. Sending one of those really short emails to an administrator in the district can mean the world to that administrator, to that teacher, and to that entire program, because they're hearing from parents the power of that program. So please consider sending just a short email to someone to let them know how amazing the arts are in this D11 community. Thank you for listening, and let's conclude our program with Nimrod. We hope you enjoy it.
inviting our middle schoolers back up for our combined finale. And if you're familiar with the Walk the Moon song, Shut Up and Dance With Me, that is what we're doing. And here's the deal. Yeah, who? That's right, who? My dear sweet husband, Mr. Dan Oluda, sorry, Dr. Dan Oluda, back about 4 or 5 years ago, my 8th graders voted on this piece for their last pop concert and everything. And one of the kiddos walked up and said, Miss Oluda, have you seen that YouTube compilation of all the movies that have dancing and it's got Shut Up and Dance With Me? I said, yeah. Can we pair that with us playing? And so I went home and I was like, that's so silly. We would never be able to pull that off. And of course, my husband, being the person he is like, we could do it. We're gonna do it. And so we don't get to take credit for the compilation. Some amazing woman on YouTube did this compilation. It's hysterical. It's gonna look like the movie characters are dancing to what we're playing. It's phenomenal. Any movie you can think of with dancing is in this. It is so funny. And we have Andy Mandebach on drum set. Please give him a big round of applause. And anyone from D11 that helped us put this together for Andy and I so that we wouldn't fail miserably, thank you. Especially Mr. Jacobson, who's running our sound and our computer back there. So big round of applause for them. Without further ado. I solemnly swear I will follow the law. Yes? Okay, me too. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.